Hello, all my wonderful aviators. RandomEd787 here. Well, today PMDG has just released the Boeing 777-200LR, and this thing, I believe, from what I researched, has an extra 1,000 nautical miles that it can travel, more than the 200ER. So I'm very excited to fly this thing today. However, I did notice a very weird visual bug here when I look in the cargo area. Yeah, and the same thing applies over here, but I'm sure that's something that can be easily fixed. Just a weird little artifact, but I'm very excited to fly this thing today. We're gonna be flying a Delta Airlines 777, and we're gonna be flying from Orlando International all the way to Athens, Greece. And we're gonna have a flight time today of about 10 hours, but of course, through the magic of speeding up the sim rate, we'll get there much faster by going to ludicrous speed. All right, enough of the jokes. Let's hop in and get this baby started up. All right, so we are now here inside the cockpit. There's really, I'll be honest, really not any big difference. Cabin, you know, still the same, all that, but I'm not gonna really get on that too much here. And another weird bug, when I go to the default view, it really likes to zoom me in, so hopefully they can, I mean, I could probably fix that myself, but you know, I want to have my own custom views. I don't want a custom view where I have to do this to the cockpit. So anyway, let's go ahead and get things ready here. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and close those cargo doors because they are really irritating me. Actually, you know what? Let's just close all of them, actually. Let's just close every one of the doors. Making sure... Oh, okay. It's not going to close the cargos. That's not good. Actually, hang on. Let's get rid of the jet and remove the chocks. We already got the APU run, so we don't need to worry about the ground power unit. And let's see. Close all of them. Did it close everything? Yeah, it's doing it right now. Okay, good. Because I figured that while I do all the boring stuff, plan the flight and all that, maybe I could have you guys maybe do a little walk around or something like that. Maybe just to spice things up here. Okay, we'll go ahead and arm all the doors. Very good. And we'll go to Electronic Flight Brag, get our stuff from SimBrief. I said get our stuff. Oh wait, I didn't generate the flight. I didn't generate on SimBrief. Wow. You guys feel safe with me today? I hope so. God, I love that little clicky pen. And apparently PMDG was giving these out at Flight Sim Expo, which I think is really funny. I love that they did that. So, yeah, so let's look at, yeah, we got about 10 hours and 15 minutes of a flight time today. So let's go ahead and request the data. There we go. And let's see what's going to be our weather today. Going to be pretty calm winds. We're going to be taking off from runway 17 right here at Orlando. And yeah, it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get all the paperwork, well, not the paperwork, but the flight planning going, get all the boring stuff out of the way, and you guys can go ahead, hop out for a second, take a look around the plane, and marvel in this plane's beautiful glory. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Alright, so hopefully everything looked good out there during the walk around. So I got all our flight plans and everything ready to go, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing ready for push and start. First off, let me check the fuel here. Yep, we got a lot in the fuel tank today, so we're gonna go ahead and turn all the fuel pumps. Get our hydraulics going. Go. And then that one. Good. And 2 more after that. Beautiful. All right. Scan the panel here. Make sure everything looks good. Go ahead and get the beacon on. Let them know we're ready to push back. All right. So now let's get our checklist going here. Take a look here. Pre-flight oxygen good. Parking brake. Okay, come on. Parking brake is set. And go to normal. Flight deck door. I believe all of our doors are closed. Let me just double check. Yep. Flight deck doors are good. Takeoff speed set. Good. And we gotta set our trim here. So let's go ahead and bring up our flight controls. And I believe they wanted us at 5 on the trim there. Good. And now we're at 5. All right, and let's see what's back to the checklist. I can never ever remember where any of these buttons are. Kind of sad. All right, so before starting, that's taxi. All right, good. So let's go ahead and get this thing ready to push back, and let's just actually really quickly bring up the electronic flight bag so I can see where runway 17 right is going to be today. Let's change that today. I want to be able to see. Alrighty. All right, let's see. Is it going to be up? I believe it's going to be up here. Nope, that's runway 18. We don't want that, so my guess is going to probably be over here. Yep, 17 right is over here. We're going to have quite the long taxi. It's certainly not going to be short. So we're going to want to be pushed back that a ways. So let's go ahead and start our push. Let's go ahead and get the parking brake off. I don't think there's anything else I need on at the moment. We're ready to push back. All right, let's do this. All right, go ahead. We're going to do Shift P because for some reason the pushback feature on this plane doesn't work. All right. We'll start off with engine 2 today. And in fact, I should try and arm all the autopilots here. Yeah, and we're gonna be at flight level 3. Wait, actually, what's gonna be our flight? Our initial altitude is gonna be 350. So go ahead and do flight level 350. We'll just do a straight push. All right, we'll start 2. Introduce the fuel. I'm gonna keep a really sharp eye on this. Oh boy, this is actually gonna be pretty damn tight. All right, not really sure how we're gonna make it out of here, but we'll see. We'll find a way. Yeah, I probably should have gone to maybe one of these gates. I probably should have really thought this through. I know some like really super duper hardcore simmers or possibly airline pilots are probably looking at this video saying, "Wow, this guy is out to lunch right now. He did not think this through, did he?" Nope, I didn't. All right, that's a good engine start on number 2. Let's go ahead and start number 1. Introduce the fuel there. Watch that N2 slow. Oh wait, or is that N2? Oh, it's H2. Where's N2? Wait, is that N2? I can't even read it. Yeah, it says N2. I thought it looked like an H from here for some reason. All right, we'll go ahead and set the auto brakes to RTO while we're at it. And now go ahead and turn on the taxi lights and strobes. Yeah, I do not know how I am gonna make this turn. I'll find a way, though. I will find a way. Alrighty, and that's a good start in engine 2. All engines are up and running, so let's go ahead and turn off the APU. Where were you at? Where are you at? Right there. Alright, I'm going to turn off the track IR for now, because I do not like using it when I'm doing all these checklists. It's so disorienting. Right before taxi anti-ice, we're not going to need it. Recall, let's go ahead and hit that. Good. And flight controls, we're going to check those, and ground equipment here. where the fuck? Dead. All right. Full left. And full right. Up. Down. What the heck is going on with the controls there? That was a little weird. All right. And left rudder, right rudder. Beautiful. All right, go ahead and put it back to engines there. And now the fun part, trying to squeeze out of here. All right. There may be some jump cuts just to maintain my dignity. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. All right, so far I think it's going okay. It's actually better than I thought. Wow, we actually managed to get out of that just fine. Wow. I am actually extraordinarily happy right now. All right, let's go ahead and bring that throttle back. I want to get out of here nice and slow. Following the taxi there, and we're gonna be just taxiing right here to runway 17 right today here at Orlando. This is a really beautiful airport, but I will be honest, I absolutely hate traveling to it in real life. It is a nightmare going through this airport, and I think a lot of you might be able to relate to me on that. It's not the most loved airport in the world, but it is really nice looking. I will give them props there. I actually just realized I forgot to do one crucial thing, and that was the flaps. But that's what checklists are for anyway. So we can always put those down right now. So I wouldn't have taken off if I didn't do a checklist. So all right, I suspect that we'll probably get a cabin ready announcement fairly soon here. I would hope so. I want everybody to be ready for takeoff. I want to get this thing a-moving. And one thing I do appreciate about this particular plane, or I should say the product itself, it's actually, I believe it's only 50 bucks. So it's not going to be priced as it was like with the 200 ER, where I know there was a bit of controversy on the pricing because it was basically the same as the 300 ER, which was like 77 bucks. And I understand why some people in the community were a little peeved about that. But good thing is this is a lot cheaper than those models, so I'm actually happy to see that. I don't know if there's I don't know if this actually goes uphill in real life. I can't tell if this is even remotely accurate to Orlando. I mean, I love the way it looks. Don't get me wrong. It's a very pretty airport. And fingers crossed that this plane does not crash. Because usually that's a flight simulator problem or like a WASM issue. It's usually nothing to do with the airplane itself. But from my experience, PMDG are literally the best when it comes to optimization. Their planes just run so damn smoothly. Now, granted, I am using frame generation, so that's something to keep in mind. But their planes just usually always run very, very smooth. And I know I don't really have a very high-end PC, and a lot of you do remind me of that in the comments. But that's why I always put my specs in, just so that you know where I'm coming from when I talk about the sim. I did recently upgrade to a, I don't know if it's considered really an upgrade, but I went from a 3060 Ti 8GB to a 3060 12GB, and I haven't really noticed much of a difference in Flight Simulator, but I do. Oh, good. Cabin's ready. But I do believe that it is important to have that little bit of extra VRAM just in case. and I got a really good deal for it on Amazon. And I'm like, I just can't pass that up. I have to get it now. And plus, I wanted to get a Radeon 96 or 9070 XT, but it just won't fit in my case. But next PC I make, I'm going high end. No more mid range. I'm going all out. If I had to spend like $5 grand on it, I will. But I will try to find ways to save money if I can. Hey, pretty close to the runway now, so you know what? I'll go ahead and put up the checklist just so we're ready to go. Yep, we're all set. And put it back on engine. Flaps are all set for takeoff. Landing lights on. I know it's a little early, but I just want to do it. Get it ready. All right, everything seems to be armed. Altitude is good. All right, we're just about ready to get on out of here. I'll go ahead and put my IR tracker on because I'm going to need that for takeoff. So we'll go ahead and put you back down there. We're going to have quite a long flight today, and it's definitely going to be very dark once we get into Athens. Or actually, yeah, no, it'll still be dark. I think it's going to be like maybe past midnight potentially. We'll see. Never know. Oh yeah, let's. I want to use as much runway as possible. We're not going to turn right there. You ready for takeoff there, bud? Yeah, I think you're ready for takeoff. All right. And slow down a little bit right here to make that turn. Can't wait to see what these engines sound like. Those beautiful GE 90s, man. If you're not amazed by those, you're not a real aviation lover. I think many will agree. Alright, and turn right on here. And that was, oh my goodness, I couldn't have done that any better. Alright, and we'll just come to a stop here for a quick second, make sure everything is in order. Okay, I think we are ready to go. Alright. Let's set the throttles. I believe it's going to be 50% N1. Engine stable. And Toga. No real difference in sound, but still sounds good. Airspeed's alive. Check. Go, almost ready.
V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Man, hand flying the 777 is just angelic. I absolutely love hand flying this airplane. All right, let's zoom in on that a little bit. Looks like we're gonna have a pretty gusty departure today. My goodness. Good lordy Lou. I have to let the autopilot take over. I might not be able to do any hand flying. All right. Flaps 1. Yeah, if it gets any gustier, I will definitely put the autopilot on. I just like to hand fly just a little bit for the departure. Yeah, it was a little bit gusty on takeoff. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I think we can put the autopilot on now. You've been up long enough. All right, we'll just keep an eye on that flap indicator, or the airspeed indicator when to put the flaps up. And almost there. And put the flaps up. Flaps are going up. Go ahead and turn off the taxi here, and yeah, turn off lights. We'll do that too. Alrighty. We are now well on our way to Athens, Greece. Yeah, once we get to our top of climb, I will go ahead and just give you any briefings on what happened during the flight. In the meantime, enjoy some lovely views from inside the cabin, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the flight deck. So, we are now at our cruising altitude, and our initial one according to our flight plan was 350, but I guess we gotta level up at 330 just for a little bit here, then we'll get back up to 350 and then do a couple more step climbs after that. We had a few bumps coming up along the way, you might have noticed in the cabin there, but everything seems to be pretty smooth right now, so I'll go ahead and turn out the fasten seatbelt sign for you guys. You can move up and about the cabin. So, yeah, we got quite the journey ahead of us. It's going to be about 10 hours, 15 minutes, and I will see you guys when we get to our top of the descent. In the meantime, guys, enjoy the flight and the montage. Catch you later. Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to the flight deck. So, we are getting very close to our top of descent. I'm gonna go ahead and just get it ready here. They want us at about above 6,000 feet, so I'll go ahead and put 7,000. It could be a pretty sharp descent, so we'll see how that goes. Weather, as far as I know, check it one more time. Yeah, variable at 3 knots, so we're barely gonna have any wind on the final approach. Most of the flight went pretty smoothly. Plane is running fine. Haven't really run into any problems. I did run into some weird visual glitches in the cabin, or at least just one. It looked like that, like some of the seats were missing. So a few visual glitches with this here plane. Like for example, if I'm outside for a little bit in the like external view or you know the drone view, I come back in here and like things kind of like pop in. So there are a few visual glitches with this, but luckily there's nothing game breaking. Performance seems to be pretty fine. I haven't had any like massive stutters or anything like that or frame drops, so it's run pretty good. So I will see you again once we get closer to the airport, and we should be descending shortly. Enjoy the rest of the flight. Alrighty, so we're getting ready for our final approach here. Everything's looking pretty good. It was a bit of a weird descent. I had to use a lot of vertical speed autopilot to really get us down quick because there weren't a lot of waypoints or whatever to work with. So, yeah, so I kind of had to do this just by sight, just how this was looking. So, in fact, actually, I think I'll go ahead and maybe get some speed brake in there and maybe see what that does. Yeah, it's having some effect. Let's see, what speed do they want us at? They want us at 224 once we get there. Yeah, we'll just put the, actually no, just on the speed brake for now. All right. Yeah, so we're just, hopefully, I just hope that VNAV eventually kicks in. I think it actually will, because this is starting to really go down. So, man, I'm starting to kind of wish I did this during the daytime. It's got to look so damn pretty. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the views, and it's been a relatively smooth flight, pretty uneventful. For some reason, I got an insufficient fuel indication along the way. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, my fuel is technically pretty low right now, but it's more than sufficient. I don't know if it's maybe a bug, but I just thought I'd report it just in case PMDG sees this and they want to fix it. I had an insufficient fuel thing show up here, and I didn't have insufficient fuel. I don't know if that's a real thing in the 777 sometimes, but I just wanted to point it out there. So we got the VNAV, or the thing coming down here. I forget what this is called. I'm not an expert. I hope you guys, some of you guys know that. I mean, maybe you did with what you saw me doing at the terminal at the beginning of the flight, trying to not hit anything. I could probably tell you that. And I am in no way a professional. I just do this for fun and take it semi-seriously. All right, good. That is looking very nice. VNAV should be kicking in very, very shortly. We got it at 5,000, so hopefully it'll start to descend. Okay, so 3,200. So let's put that down to 3,200 right now while we're at it, just so that way we're good to go. But man, look at all these lights. It is bright here in Athens today. Oh, here we go. VNAV should hopefully kick in relatively shortly, and it'll start descending a little bit. But we got the speed brake armed, everything is good. We got the VREF speed, and I think, let me check the checklist here. Want to make sure. Okay, landing gear will be down, flaps will be down. I'll keep that up for now, so that way I know it's complete before we start descending. And good, there it goes. Now it's going down. Now the VNAV is kicking in. We had to take some, or I had to take some pretty drastic measures to get down quickly. And I had a feeling that that was going to happen, but it went smoothly. I was descending pretty fast. Maybe a little bit more than 5,000 feet per minute. That might be a little too much, but it was somewhat temporary. And I think I have our airport in sight. Look at that. That looks good. Yep. And just like I said, stability. Plane's running fine, but granted, I'm using frame generation, so just want to make that clear. All right, let's try the approach. Autopilot now, see if that works. Nope, nothing yet. It's not capturing it. What one was I going to? 03 right? Yeah, so that's 03 right there. Good, and the airplane is decelerating. Just what we want to see. All right, and after we pass that, we'll go ahead and start putting some flaps down slowly. All right, how about now? Can I put it on now? There we go. All right, flaps 1. And we got our speed brake set. I'll go ahead and turn on the IR tracker just to help me out a little bit. I'll go flaps 2. Flaps 2. Or flaps 5, sorry. I'm so used to the 737 sometimes. Alright, and I'll go flaps. Come on. Flaps 15, and put the gear down shortly. Alright. Gear's coming down. Alright, we'll wait for checklist that'll tell us if our landing gear is down. Good, gear is down. And we'll just let the plane keep slowly slowing down. Come on. Oh, that's right. It doesn't go down the VREF speed. You gotta do that manually. I always forget that. I'm so used to Airbus doing everything for me. I become spoiled. Okay, flaps 20. Alrighty, my airplane. Now comes the fun part. I love hitting that autopilot disconnect button. I love flying these things. Oh, now let's pitch up there. We want to stay right in that flight director. But winds should still be very calm. I'm not even seeing any wind indication on my MFD there. Whoop, let's pitch up a little bit. Getting a little too low.
1,000.
Man, I'm really starting to think I should have done this during the day. Maybe I'll do another video. Flying into Greece or doing a departure from Greece. I can pretty much fly visually from here. I'll keep an eye on flight director just to be sure.
500. 400.
Looking good, nice and smooth.
300. 200. 100.
All right.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse thrust. Yeah, for some reason I don't hear the auto brake clicking sound. It's a little weird. So like I said, there's a few bugs with this plane, but nothing drastic. All right, we'll go ahead and turn on the APU. We will go ahead and park this bad boy. That was a relatively smooth landing. I never get tired of landing the 777. It's always such a satisfying plane to land. It just flies like a dream. For such a big aircraft, do you think it'd be tough to fly? It's really not. Alright, make a nice sharp turn here. Gotta slow her down a little bit, going a little too fast here. There, just want to make sure I got a little bit of room. And dude, oh man, I couldn't have done that any better if I even tried. Enter the flight directors anymore. The APU even turning on? Hang on, let me try that again. I thought there was, I can't remember if there was an indication that tells you if it's starting up. Ooh, we're going way too fast here. I'm gonna get pulled over. I guess start seeing some flashing lights behind me. I'm starting to see our gates right up ahead. Hopefully there's one available. Alright, good. APU is running. That's what I like to see. Yeah, we got our logo light on and everything. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn right into here. Let's slow her down. We're just a tad fast. Oh, slow her down a little bit more, a little bit more. Perfect. I'm telling you, every 777 that PMDG has made, I've absolutely been in love with. And for 50, I believe it's 50 bucks, 50 or 55, it's a steal. You get 200 variant, and it's even longer range. You get like, I think it's, I believe, an extra, I just Googled it. I believe it's like an extra 1,000 nautical miles, which that really is a pretty significant difference. And yeah, I just been very impressed with this. And I look forward to the soundscape updates that are gonna come to the 777s that are gonna improve the sounds even more. I can't wait for that. Even though the sounds on the 777s from PMDG are absolutely excellent. All right, I think I should be able to squeeze in there, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, just barely. It's gonna be a little bit tight, but I think I can manage. Go ahead and turn off the taxi light. Where's the taxi light? Right there. And how's it look from the outside? It's tight. Okay, but we can fit. We're good. Come to a stop. Parking brake. On. Go cut off. Oh crap! I never turned this on. Oh jeez. Oh, it's probably gonna be a bloody massacre back there. All right, let's go ahead and pumps here and hydraulics. Beautiful. And let's get our beacon and nav lights off. Strobe light off, and I think we are good. Everything seems fine. Oh, hey, now let's get the gate connected up. We don't want to be missing that. And I'm gonna turn off my IR tracker because I just feel it just doesn't feel right when I'm doing it with stuff like this. All right, so we'll go ahead and set the jocks. Get that opened or connected. Let's see. Disarm all. Go ahead and open that. And yeah, why not get the ground power on so we can turn off the APU so it's not too noisy out there for the workers. Good. And let's go ahead and turn off the APU. And good, connected beautifully. Yeah, that's enough space. Definitely. Alright guys, that is gonna do it for this flight. I hope you had a wonderful flight and it was nice and relaxing. And if you had the 777 200LR, let me know what you're thinking of it in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more. And until the next video, my fellow aviators, peace out and happy flying.